Hey guys, it's Amanda with Amanda Loves Perfume. I'm back with another video for you guys. Welcome back to my channel if you've been here. Welcome if you haven't been here. I talk about all different kinds of things about perfumes, and you guys can check out my channel, subscribe if you want to. Go back and watch some of my older videos. I have a ton of them on there. Today I'm going to be doing unisex fragrances. So unisex fragrances, along with a lot of other people, are my favorite kind of fragrances. We all remember CK1 when it came out in the 90s. That was kind of the first really popular unisex fragrance. Of course, I loved it. I was obsessed with it. I wore it for years, as did a lot of other people. I still can remember how that smelled. Anybody that was teenager or young adult in the 90s is gonna remember CK1. That sort of started, in my opinion, I could be wrong, but it kind of started this whole unisex craze that we're still obsessed with. And there's a reason for it, because they're wonderful smelling fragrances. They usually smell a little different. They're not just your typical floral or like masculine, kind of like Dior Sauvage type of knock you over the head male cologne kind of smell. So they're kind of in between. They're very androgynous, and typically they smell amazing. I have a bunch of them in my collection. These are bottles that I own that I wanted to share with you guys. I'm gonna go kind of from my, well, it's not my least favorite, but I'm gonna go from my ones I really like to the ones I love, and then my favorite one. So I'm gonna go ahead and start with a very classic unisex fragrance that has like exploded in the last 5 to 10 years. This is Molecule 01 by Eccentric Molecules. People that are obsessed with fragrance know about Molecule 01. It is a one molecule, one note fragrance. The note is ISOE Super, which is a woody smell. It's a synthetic smell, but it smells woody. It smells like pencil shavings or cedar shavings, wood shavings. It's a molecule fragrance, so it acts a little differently than normal fragrance, which a lot of people absolutely love because it tends to stay on for a very long time. It's actually a fragrance note they use to make fragrances last longer. So this will smells kind of like the woody base of a fragrance, but in like the best way. And molecule fragrances tend to sort of pull people in. They kind of, I don't know, they just act a little differently than normal fragrances. So this is Molecule 01. Highly recommend this. Everybody needs this in their fragrance collection because you can mix this with other fragrances. It's like, just like a woody base or something, but I wear it on my own most of the time. Another molecule fragrance I have that is unisex. Juliet Has a Gun, Not a Perfume. This is an ambroxan note, but they use silox, which is a synthetic amarette. This to me, it is definitely unisex. This one pulls a little bit more feminine to me. But I think if a man wore this, it would pull more masculine. That's kind of what molecule fragrances do. This is gorgeous. Amarette is like this it's like a liquid musk type of smell. It's very much acts like a pheromone. This is a huge compliment getter. People cannot get enough of this fragrance when I wear it. They are just all over it. What is that? Oh my goodness, I've never smelled anything like that. That smells so amazing. Oh my goodness. Highly recommend Juliet Has a Gun, Not a Perfume. Again, everyone should own this. In my opinion, it's also hypoallergenic, does not cause headaches or like reactions. So that's a nice thing about this as well. Okay, I need to organize these so I don't get them mixed up. Okay, so another really, really nice unisex fragrance is Lalique La Parfum. This is a vanilla tonka bean fragrance. But it's got a little bit of this bay leaf in it, which gives it a little bit of herbally smell. This is in the same kind of category as Fève Delicieuses by Christian Dior in their Privé line. This one definitely, that one has some, Fève Delicieuses has some cherry in it that makes it a little bitter. This one has more of that herbally smell, but it's definitely vanilla and tonka bean. I feel like the bay leaf gives it that little twinge of masculinity that makes it kind of more unisex. The perfume bottle's kind of girly, and when it comes, it actually comes with this red like thing. So I feel like a lot of men are not drawn to this because of the bottle, but guys, this smells amazing. This is a very smooth, dark, a little bit boozy fragrance. For those of you who like boozy fragrances, it pulls a little boozy. I think that bay leaf and vanilla mixed together, maybe, I don't know. Gorgeous, this lasts forever. This is a winter fragrance. This is a dark kind of deep sweater, scarf type of fragrance. It's gorgeous. You can get this cheap on FragranceNet. So that is Lalique La Parfum. Another one kind of similar is MAC Velvet Teddy. Again, I think a lot of guys are not going to be drawn to this because it's sold at MAC Cosmetics and it kind of looks like a girly bottle, but this is a dried honey tobacco fragrance. It's actually quite masculine, but perfectly unisex. It smells like a waxy honey and tobacco. It's gorgeous. It reminds me of Tom Ford Tobacco Vanille. This is supposed to be a dupe of it. This smells 1,000 times better. Guys, I struggle with Tom Ford fragrances. I don't get it. I just don't get it. I like the Soleil Blanc, but I don't get it. They're just too much for me. But this is like a very beautiful, no clove in this, like there is in the Tom Ford. It's just a very waxy, dry honey tobacco. Gorgeous, perfectly unisex, beautiful. I love that. That's called Velvet Teddy. They came up with those after they matched the lipsticks. And I think that's all of the MAC ones have a little bit of a waxy smell. I think maybe they're trying to like incorporate the lipstick into it but I love waxy fragrances. Not too waxy, not crazy, but like that one is a perfectly waxy enough for me that it just kind of smells dry and oh my goodness, it's gorgeous. Another great one that's underrated that not a lot of people talk about. I've talked about it a bunch of times on my channel. I have a review on this fragrance on my channel. This is Indigo by Madewell, the store, like the cute store. They sell jeans and stuff like that. This is gorgeous. This smells like you mix together. It's like a sweeter, more dialed down, less spicy version of Santal 33. It's gorgeous, you guys. This is perfectly unisex. Very woody, dry, very modern. I feel like this is what a lot of people are looking for. Like Santal 33 is great, but it is really spicy. It dries down really nice, but this is like, in some instances, this is like the perfect fragrance. It's woody, but it's got a little bit of like sweetness in it, but it's gorgeous. You guys need to check this out. So Indigo is part of a line. I wanted to mention that Baccarat Rouge is, to me, one of the most perfectly unisex fragrances there is. If you looked at my androgynous in the dictionary, I feel like you would find Baccarat Rouge 540. It just, to me, smells like androgyny. Like it just, as soon as I smelled it the first time, that's the first word that came to my mind was androgynous. They have a fragrance at Madewell called Chambray, and it's in this line, and it is $65 for a bottle this size, and it is a literal dupe of Baccarat Rouge 540. They're the same, I swear it's the same fragrance. Sometimes I think they do that, but it literally smells like it. So if you guys don't want to spend $300 at Neiman Marcus to buy 540, go to Madewell, check out Chambray. They have a travel size that you can buy and try it out. It lasted forever on me and it smelled exactly the same. But this is the Indigo that I own, that I absolutely love to death. Okay, so this is Trish Mcevoy 100. Trish Mcevoy makes cosmetics and makeup. Guys, this is a really underrated fragrance. This is another one that I feel like people just aren't smelling because it's not, it's only sold at Trish Mcevoy counters. This fragrance lasts forever. The only way I know how to describe this fragrance is it smells a little salty, musky, like a salty musk. But when it dries down, it's this just gorgeous, intoxicating, salty musk. I don't know how to describe this. It's quite expensive. That's why I have the travel size. That they do have the travel sizes. I would recommend checking this out. She has She has counters at Nordstrom, Neiman's, Saks, things like that. They'll probably also give you a sample if you want to try out this Trish Mcevoy 100. I just, it's unbelievable, this fragrance. It's perfectly unisex. Perfectly unisex. It's beautiful. So that's that one. Okay, I'm getting down to my favorites here. So this is my only Diptyque fragrance. I'm obsessed with it. This is Fleur de Peau, which means skin flower or flower of the skin. This is, again an Amarette seed balm. Amarette, Ambroxan. It smells like skin flower. So it's got these Amarette seeds, which kind of mimics this kind of, to me, Amarette smells like papery, wet cement. Sounds crazy, but like in a good way. Wet cementy, little dry, irisy, skin-like, sexy skin, a little powdery. And then this one has added a tiny bit of rose that gives it just a little bit of like a darkness to it, or a deeper, a tiny bit of bitter to mix in with the, I don't know. It gives it this like, I don't know. I think also the rose probably makes it hang onto your skin a little bit better, but Fleur de Peau is a masterpiece. This has won all kinds of awards. It is definitely unisex. It smells like a skin flower. It's gorgeous. I highly recommend. This is another one that's very expensive. I actually bought this with my the first money that I made on YouTube. I got my first check and I went and bought this because it is, I think it was $200 and something for this bottle. Well worth it. Diptyque makes very, very good fragrances. They typically last a while on the skin. Not all of them, but the Fleur de Peau one is a really nice fragrance. Okay, so we're getting down to my three last favorite ones. Two of them are by Clean Reserve. Guys, these fragrances are unbelievable. The Reserve ones. The classic ones I don't like as much. They're kind of like philosophy fragrances, but the Reserve ones, I am telling you guys, the Reserve ones, I don't know what happened. I don't know who's doing these fragrances, but they are blow me out of the water fragrances. They are gorgeous. This is called White Fig and Bourbon. Okay, so I did a review on this before. To me, it smells like you're in Los Angeles at a bar, a very upscale bougie bar that has a patio out back and the string lights, and you know, but you're drinking a bourbon drink, a very expensive bourbon drink, and maybe there's a fig tree or some kind of greenery out there that you can smell, and then there's maybe somebody smoking at the bar next to you or down the street. So there's like this hint of smoke, which is the vetiver, and this is what makes it smell a little smoky. But this fragrance is just absolutely, so when you first spray it on, it definitely smells like bourbon, but it smells so good. And then you get a little bit of the green notes, but then as it dries down, it becomes kind of this almost little bit smoky, salty, kind of vague, skinish, vetiver-y smell that is just, oh my gosh, it is so sexy. Perfectly unisex. It stays on a really long time. This one stays on forever on the skin. It's just gorgeous. I love the color, the bottle, the wood cap. I love everything about it. It's gorgeous. Another clean one that, guys, this is one of my favorite smells I think I've ever smelled in my life, and that's saying a lot. This is Clean Reserve Sueded Oud. So this fragrance, to me, I don't actually know what the notes are in this, but to me, this smells like Amarette again. Amarette seeds, Ambroxan, which is kind of, again, this liquidy, musky, a little bit sweet, skin-like, aphrodisiac, pheromone kind of smell. And then the Sueded Oud. So oud is hard for me. Oud smells to me like Band-Aids a lot of the time. Now, oud, once it dries down, it smells fantastic, and that's why everybody loves it. I can't get past the first hour or two of oud where it smells like Band-Aids and it smells very bitter. This, to me, smells like dried down oud, which is what everybody loves, is dried down oud. Not very many people like the first spray of oud. This smells like they've already dried it down for you and somehow or another put it in a bottle. So it smells like you've sprayed a really nice oud fragrance on a piece of suede and you've set it to the side for a couple hours, even a day. Come back and that suede and oud mixed together, dried down, is what this smells like. So it kind of smells like Amarette seeds mixed with this dried down sueded oud. I mean, we used a lot. It's gorgeous. This is literally like a pheromone or an aphrodisiac. Perfectly unisex. Smells like you mixed a boy and a girl together. It's just absolutely gorgeous. You guys have got to go and try this. They have these exclusively at Sephora, but you can also buy them on cleanbeautycollective.com. Gorgeous. Okay, we're to my favorite one. So my favorite one is this really crazy company. You can read it right there. I think it's pronounced Etat Libre d'Orange, something like that. I'm sure I'm pronouncing it wrong. But they're a very crazy, cool French perfume company that makes all these crazy fragrances. They make Putin de Palaces, which means palace whore. They something divine infant, which smells like baby powder and leather. They've got just all these crazy fragrances. I've tried a lot of them. There's one that's supposed to smell like a vampire or Sleeping Beauty. It smells like blood and roses mixed together. I've tried so many different of them, so many different ones. There's You or Someone Like You, which is supposed to smell like a woman in Los Angeles. But this is the only one I've bought a full bottle of that I am obsessed with. So this is called Une Amarette. I think in French it means little fling or weekend fling, something like that. But this is supposed to smell like, I think it's supposed to smell like a hotel after a weekend fling. So whatever smells are in there. Cologne, perfume mixed together, you know, sex smells, romantic smells, linen sheets, whatever smell is in there, I think is what smells. But what this smells like is a very deep and dark iris. I think this is loaded up with iris, but it's not a powdery iris. It's not a girly iris like in the Prada iris fragrances. No, this is a very linear iris, dark, deep, and this smells like a pheromone. This smells like, I mean, this is a compliment getter in a way that I've never received compliments. It is, people are drawn to you. It is a very, very sexy smell. It definitely alludes and feels like a sex or, you know, romance, or it's skin-like. It's a little bit dirty, but in the best way. It's just, guys, this is the fragrance for you. I really recommend at least getting a sample off of their website of Une Amarette. It is a very, I wouldn't call it strange, but definitely avant-garde, but it's definitely unisex, guys. I mean, I think it's like a man and a woman mixed together. It's just an absolutely gorgeous fragrance. I love it. This is my second bottle. So those are my unisex fragrances. I hope you guys got something out of this video. Please comment in the comments. What are your favorite unisex fragrances? Are there any from these that I've talked about that you guys think I would like? If you have any questions about any of the fragrances, please ask me in the comment section. I try to answer all the questions the best I can. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys later.